Here's the Castle Pines Original Communities third quarter real estate market update. Despite slow sales activity in the City of Castle Pines Original Communities, we are seeing home prices stay steady, and inventory is not growing as much as it is in the rest of Metro Denver. Let's break down the numbers in a little bit greater detail for you here. First of all, home sales are slower in the original communities in Castle Pines. In the month of September, we had 13 closed home sales, which is down substantially from the 7-year September average of 18 closed home sales. Despite this low number of sales in the month of September, the pending sales at the end of September, which are homes that are under contract but not yet closed, are up substantially with 20 homes pending at the end of the month. This increase in sales activity during the month of September with pending home sales was due to interest rates falling towards the end of September. However, those interest rates rose somewhat quickly in the month of October and the starting month of October, so we probably won't see that continued increase in sales activity throughout the month of October once that data comes out. Active listings are up in the City of Castle Pines Original Communities. However, they have not increased as much as within Metro Denver. If you look at this chart here, you'll see that the orange line is the rolling 12-month average of active inventory, and the blue line is the individual month of inventory. And you'll see the blue line has spiked up at the end of September. Again, we're up to 39 homes for sale at the end of September. However, if you look at this dashed red line in this graph, you'll see that pretty much the rolling average during the pre-COVID years of 2015 to 2019 was roughly around 40 homes for sale. So the active inventory in the City of Castle Pines Original Communities is roughly in line right now with what it was during the pre-COVID years of 2015 to 2019. Now contrast that to the rest of Metro Denver, which the inventory levels in Metro Denver are running roughly 40% higher than the pre-COVID years. So although inventory has come up in the original communities in Castle Pines, it has not come up as much as it has in Metro Denver. If you look at the average sales price in the City of Castle Pines in the original communities, home prices have stayed relatively steady over the last couple years. They've moved up and down with some normal seasonal cycles. And this graph here is a great one to illustrate that. Now, you always have to be careful in the City of Castle Pines because there are so few home sales each month that the average home price can vary substantially. So what this chart here shows you is a couple things. The upper set of lines are the average dollar per total square foot for sales price, and the lower set of lines is the average sales price. Now the yellow line here is a rolling 12-month average for the dollar per square foot sales price, and the red line is an average 12-month rolling average for the average sales price. So if you look over the last couple years, the yellow line and the orange line have been relatively flat. There's been a slight dip with a slight increase, and if you look, those are still going up. And then the up and down variances, the monthly variances that you're seeing in average sales price. But overall, you can definitely say that home prices are holding steady to increasing slightly in the original communities in Castle Pines. Another stat we look at closely is months in inventory. And months in inventory is a gauge of supply compared to demand in the marketplace. And if you look at this next chart here, we have a couple different things on here. Months in inventory is the blue line that you see that's towards the bottom. And months in inventory right now is at 4.2 months in the City of Castle Pines Original Communities, which is up over what we've seen since COVID. But in the pre-COVID years of 2015 to 2019, that range of months in inventory bounced between 2 months and 4 months. But what I wanted to illustrate with this chart is the orange line is actually the average sales price per total square foot in the home. And what you notice is in the red circled area, in the pre-COVID years when inventory levels were bouncing between 2 months and 4 months, you saw inventory or sales prices increasing slightly. Once inventory fell substantially in the COVID years, you see that big run up in sales prices. But historically, what you see is that if inventory stays between 2 and 4 months, you'll see a gradual increase in prices over time. If inventory levels drop below 2 months, then you'll typically see home prices accelerate at a pretty substantial rate. What we'll wait to see is how much months in inventory goes up. If it holds around the 4-month level, that would continue to support home prices in the city of Castle Pines and keep home prices steady. So that's a key metric we'll be watching over the next 6 to 8 months to see what happens if inventory continues to build compared to the number of homes sold. The last chart I wanted to talk about here briefly was the average days to sell. So this is the number of days it takes from a home going on market to how long it takes to go under contract. And what we're seeing is homes are still selling relatively quickly in the city of Castle Pines original communities compared to historical standards. And if you look at this chart, you'll see it does bounce around. There's seasonality to it. Typically takes homes longer to sell in the winter months and shorter time to sell in the spring months. But overall, it took 28 days in September to sell a home. That's way under the 7-year September average of 37 days to sell. So again, homes are selling in the city of Castle Pines original communities. And to sum up, home prices are staying relatively steady. We do expect inventory will probably stay at higher levels compared to what we've seen during the COVID years, but still in line or slightly below what we saw in the pre-COVID years of 2015 to 2019. Homes will sell if you put it on the market. If you have questions about your specific home or your specific neighborhood within Castle Pines, please feel free to give me a call at 303-886-3437. And if you're thinking about selling in 2025, now is the time to be doing improvements to your home. I'd be happy to meet with you and talk to you about what it takes to sell a home right now in the current market and what repairs you might want to do to help your home sell more quickly and for more money in 2025.